The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. How are you? This is whatever show he said it was. I get confused. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk for half an hour or demonstrate macrame. I get so confused here. I'm not on the school committee. I'm not on the council thing. So I don't know what I am. Anyway, welcome to the show. If you're not familiar with me, I am the King of Prussia. A little outdated, but yet I retain the title. Now, I'm a talk show host. I've been doing this for 30 years. Started on radio in 1990. Did a television variety show that aired throughout the South Shore of these Massachusetts back in the mid-'80s, all the way through the turn of the century. That sounds so old, doesn't it? To about like 2010 or something. So I've been doing this kind of stuff for a long time, and the overriding comments that I get is, when are you going to stop? Okay, fine. So now I'm not on broadcast radio anymore. We are in like 5 different syndicated stations across the country. But basically doing this, what do the kids call it? Podcasting. Which is amazing because it has the audience is national. Did I say national? Oh my God, it's national. So that's been wonderful. So you can listen to the show every weekday. There's a new episode. We're over 3,000 episodes now. And you go to newenglandbroadcasting.com or to any one of your little platforms, or any one of your silly little internet platforms. Amazon Music, what do they call that thing there with the thing, with the jewelry company, Pandora. I'm on the jewelry company, Pandora Music thing, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, they advertise us. Oh, yeah, all of them. All of the SoundCloud, SoundSound. All those things. Just Google Ron Van Dam Show and you'll be able to hear it. Thank you so much for your applause. So what I do on the show is I usually have a guest in the second part of the program, but I don't bring guests into this studio because then they have to come here. That's like an extra effort for me. When I do the radio podcast, internet syndicated radio show, I have a small staff of about 5-6 people. When I come in here into this studio once a week, it's just me. So it makes it a little bit different. So I just talk for half an hour, and I don't know if you really want to hear that, but if you do, here we go. I talk about things that make no sense. It is an endless potpourri of possibilities. We've been getting a little political these days, and our listening numbers are way up, over 500,000, which is thank you. I mean, if you don't listen, then screw you. If you do listen, then thank you. Okay. Today on the show, on the radio show, I talked about tips and fees, and I don't quite understand them because things have gotten out of hand. I'm going to use a word that you may find to be not pleasant, although it is used to describe something. So if you have children, you don't want them to hear a word that may be questionable, ask them to leave the room right now. I'll wait. Are they out yet? No? Get them out. Oh, man. Are they out? Okay. Like social media, so has tipping become strange. Tipping used to be okay, but the industry itself of tipping has become, ready, bastardized. It's a word. It means that something that was just so acceptable has been abused to the point where it's bastardized. Tipping to me was going to a restaurant and having the server be pleasant and stuff. They come up to you and say, "Hi, my name is Bob. I'll be taking care of you today. Do you want me to check your blood pressure? Can I drive you to the airport?" Not that kind of, just I'll be taking care of your food choice and I'll be bringing the food to the table. So that's how you, but pleasant, I would tip them because I know that is the structure of the restaurant. They pay them a very small wage, and it's basically they make their money on tips. That's the structure there. I get the structure, I understand the structure, and I participated in the structure. Then around the holidays, when people are feeling really nice and open and friendly because they've had a few alcoholic beverages and all of a sudden they love everybody. Isn't it funny how after somebody has a few drinks, all of a sudden it's, "I love you, man. Man, I love you. I just got to tell you, I don't know why I'm feeling this, but I just love you." Only after a few drinks. Otherwise, you wouldn't say something like that. And by the way, I don't need to be loved by you. Thank you for your words and your kindness, but you're not really yourself right now. But around the holidays, we're not ourselves. We just love everybody. Seriously? So we tip. Everybody we see, we tip. Every service we've ever dealt with through that year, we give them a little tip. There's a little holiday something, a little tip, a little extra money for you. Not that I have extra money, but I know that this is the foundational atmosphere of which we give our money away for free to people during the holiday season. That's okay, I get it. It can be in the form of gifts, but I'm talking about in the form of cash, a tip. When a valet parks your car at a hotel or at a restaurant, how many of you go through that? Have enough money to go through that? You tip them. When someone brings your bags up to your hotel room, the what do you call them, butlers, valets, whatever, you give them a little tip. When you're in a hotel room and the maid cleans the room for you, you give them a little tip before you. So I understand that tip foundation thing. But now it's become bastardized. Sorry, kids, it has. Now I can understand if you're a street musician and you stand on the corner of a busy intersection, or you're in a park and you have your little guitar case and you open up the guitar case and everybody in the park thinks, "Oh my God, I hope it's a guitar." And it is, oh, thank God, it was just a guitar. And the singer, the performer starts playing the guitar and leaves the guitar box open. God, why don't you just close your guitar case? Why do you leave it open? Because that's where the tips go. This person, this woman, this man isn't getting a salary, so they're existing on the street corner in order for you to give thanks for listening to their little performance. So that's a tip. I get that foundation. I get how that works. I understand the setup here. You don't need a list of instructions. Oh, there's a person, they're going to open a guitar case, take out a guitar, and play a little bit, and you're supposed to give them a lot of money or just a little something to show your appreciation. You don't need a background on that. We all know what that does and what it's for and what you're supposed to do. I'll tell you an interesting story. My significant other woman, that didn't sound right, we went to this farm stand, and it wasn't around here, so don't start guessing which one it was. And they had candy apples. And it's the time of year when people think about a candy apple. Otherwise, seriously, why? But around the fall, the autumnal season, you think about having a candy apple. If you see one, you figure, all right, I'm going to have a candy apple. So she wanted it. And I said to her, it's just an apple. It's a perfectly healthy piece of fruit. And then they dip it in this caramel candy sugar thing, and they ruin it and make it now a horrible thing, horrible carcinogenic thing to eat. Why would you even want a candy apple? And she responded by looking me in the eyes and saying to me, Because I want it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. You're right. That does take care of all the questions I had about the validity of the apple being dipped in candy. Because I want it is definitely the overriding reason why you will be getting one. So, these things were on a shelf. The apple part was wrapped in cellophane with a nice little bow around the bottom. Very pleasant, very nice, with a wooden stick coming out of it. And there were about 6 or 7 of these candy apples. And we took one off the shelf. I gave it to her out of fear of losing my life. And she takes the apple from me, and I go to the register. And I said, one candy apple. She took a candy apple, but I'm paying for it now. And she says, cash or credit? And I said, well, I'd rather neither. But credit, please. So I take the credit card and I put it over her machine. I don't know what you call those things, her module, whatever. And I tapped it with the little thing, card. And it came up with the price, which was $8. A little pricey for an apple, as far as I'm concerned. And you're taking an apple, you're dipping it, and you're putting a stick on it, and now it's $8, or whatever. She wanted it. She threatened my life, so we're buying this. She's already bitten into it, by the way, so I'm paying for it. So I tap it on the device, comes up the $8 and whatever with the tax and all that kind of stuff. And it says, tap here to complete the transaction. And I put my little finger there and I tap it. And another screen comes up. We're not finished yet. Another screen comes up and it says 10%, 15%, 20%, 25 or 30%. It's a tip. And I didn't see, maybe I didn't look hard enough. If I did, I wouldn't have seen it anyway. I didn't see any little button thing for no tip. So I did the 15% because that's just the number that people use. And now I'm paying for the candy apple in 15%, but I'm saying to myself, as I realize that I am a schmuck for doing this, who am I tipping? What am I tipping here? The person that dipped the apple in the candy and put the stick in it? The young lady who was standing at the register who didn't really say anything to me whatsoever, except put the module in front of my face to tap my card? Who am I tipping? What am I doing here? And that's when I realized everything purchased involves extra charges. I don't know if you remember this. I haven't seen it since. Actually, I did a very big show about this about a year ago. And ever since I did, I'm not saying that I was instrumental in changing this, but ever since I did this particular show on this subject, all of a sudden, this thing I'm going to tell you about disappeared. I went to a restaurant up near Burlington, Massachusetts. You know where Massachusetts is? It's a town, Burlington. It's up like Route 128. I think that's what they call their highways. And it was a town next to it. I don't remember the name of the town. And I was buying breakfast for my family. This is something that I do not because I want to, but because it's the right thing to do, and I'm forced to do it basically for social moral reasons. So the bill comes, and they put down they always put the bill in front of me. They always look for the oldest person in the room, and that's where they put the bill. I don't know why that is, but they do that. And I looked at it, and I see all the charges. You know, I'm paying like $20 for Eggs Benedict. I don't know how that happened, but there it is. And it has the tax. And then there's a line item. And I don't recall what they called the category, but it was gratuity for those in the restaurant that were not necessarily serving me. The bus boys, the bus girls, the people that do the dishes, the chef in the back. It was the background serving staff, and it wasn't just gratuity. It was a something fee. It was a something fee, and I can't remember what they called it. And it was hefty. It was about 25% of the bill. That's a lot of money. So I motioned to the server with all my fingers, although I wanted to use just one to get the server over here, but I used all of my fingers here. And the server comes over, and I picked up the check. This is about the size of the check, by the way. This is a lot of food. And I said, "What is this this fee here? This fee that you're making mandatory?" I said, "Oh, that's a forced gratuity fee for the kitchen staff and the support staff and my grandmother who So I said, "Look, I don't really understand this. I'd rather not pay it." And they said, "Okay, we can take that off your check." So wait a minute now. So if I didn't complain or mention this added fee that you arbitrarily put on my check, this is not the gratuity. This is like a staffing fee or something. If I hadn't have said something and I would have paid it, then there would have been no explanation and I would have been out that amount of money. And the server didn't know what to say to me. "Would you like me to get the manager?" "No, just take it off my check. Take it off." And I could tell that the wait staff, this guy that was waiting on us, I think it was a guy, I wasn't sure, and I don't mean that in any disparaging way, I really wasn't sure. The wait staff person didn't look thrilled about this because they know that if I'm paying this fee that is included on the check itself, then I'm probably not going to tip as well. Who would? So they didn't like it. And I saw it in one other place in Rhode Island, I think around a month later, and I haven't seen it since anywhere. Maybe you've seen it around. I wish I could remember the name of the fee, but it was there as a line item. And then there was another, gratuity if you want, do you want a tip as well? Oh my God, no. Why do you want, I'll tell you what. Let me take my wallet out of my pants. I'll open it up, and you can just rob me blind. I'll turn around. You take just whatever you want out of my wallet, because that's basically what you're doing here. And that's when I realized tips and fees are getting way out of control. Do you have Comcast? Do you have Comcast? Oh man. I've been having terrible trouble with them. They are overcharging me. Maybe they're not overcharging me. They're charging me more than I can possibly stand. I'll tell you, I'm paying over $300 a month to Comcast. And you're saying, "Ron, what are you, crazy?" Apparently I am. Because I talk to other people, they're not paying that much. So what's going on here? I have what they call the legacy account, which means if you've been with Comcast long enough, they'll screw you even more. So they wanted to change me to a different package where I could save like $20. This looks, I'm paying over $300 and you're going to save me $20. I mean, seriously? Well, that's so insignificant under the circumstances. And then I looked at the cable bill and I tried to figure out, why am I paying so much? And I saw the charges, which were, they were high, but they were okay. I mean, you'd have to be high to charge that kind of money to me. But then there was a list of extra fees that appear on every cable bill every month. And those fees, it's almost like they were sitting there and making up fees. There was a sports fee. What? A sports fee? There was a network broadcast fee. What? There was an FCC fee, a fee and another fee, and there was a fee for licensing, and there was a state fee, and there was a over-the-air fee, and a fee, and they were just making up fees. Oh, yes, there's the AOW fee. AOW, what does that stand for? I don't know. We made it up. It's another fee. It's the fees the fees added up to like nearly $80. Why am I paying fees? Oh, this is the price. Okay, that's fine. And then there's the fees. Now, they do this in hotels as well, especially in New York. I go to New York at least twice a year for business, and I stay in a hotel. And the fee, as ridiculous as the prices are for a hotel, it's like, do you want a room for the night, or are you actually buying the room because it's the same price? So, typical New York City hotel room, like $700 a night. Okay, that sounds horrible, but okay. All right, fine. And then you stay in the room, and then they give you the bill when you check out, and all of a sudden it's $700, and then comes the list of fees. There's a city fee, an occupancy fee. I'm paying a fee to occupy the room that I just paid for. So, in other words, if I don't pay an occupancy fee to stay in the room that I just rented for the night, then I can't stay in the room? What insanity are you doing here? Then there was a hotel fee, and again the fee. They just started making up fees. And that's why I say, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that the fee and tip thing has become bastardized, kids. Let's use the word because it sounds good. I'll give you one more example. I get my hair done. Someone does me. Someone does my hair. Ron, did you have your hair done? Someone did it. Someone done did it. Yeah, I got my hair done. I don't have much left, but what hair I have, someone does it. So, and the price of my hair visit is about $70, and I know women pay over $100 per visit because they have a lot more hair, and you do stuff to it. They don't do that much stuff to my head, except for make me upset. But this hairstylist, wonderful woman, very, very nice. We have great conversations. And I guess that's part of the job. While you do somebody's hair, you have to be able to talk and get them involved. So you want to come back because you think they're very nice. But she actually is. She does a wonderful job. She's in business for herself. She is the lone hairstylist in her business. And you make an appointment with her, and she owns the business. So you sit in the chair. She washes your hair. She does stuff to it. Whatever all that stuff is, she blow dries it manually. She doesn't use a blow driver. She doesn't use a blow dryer. She'll actually stand behind me and go. Takes about 2 hours for her to manually blow dry my hair with her mouth. That didn't sound right, did it? No. Anyway. So she does a great job, $70, and then she brings that little contraption, to pay, and I take out my credit card and I tap that baby, and it comes out with this, and then it comes up with the tax or whatever. I don't know if there's tax, I don't remember. And then there's another screen, and there's the tip. 15, 25. 30, another amount. Now you have to tip here, kind of, because it's a service on my head. However, she owns the business. She's not getting paid a salary that has been decided by somebody else. She makes her price, and that's the price of the service. But because she's a hairstylist, and this isn't just her, it's every hairstylist ever born, you tip them. Okay, but if it's your own business, why am I tipping you? Why don't you make the price higher and not take a tip? I mean, you're in control. It's just you. It's your business. Why am I tipping you? Well, of course I don't say that. And I tip her the highest amount possible because it's a personal relationship. And if I don't tip her enough, I get the feeling she will mess up my head like never before. I'll come out with like no hair or something, and that wasn't my purpose. So she can do great damage to me. she can. The retribution would be frightening. So I tip. And I'm very generous with tips, I really am. But now that the tipping industry has become bastardized, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm kind of getting a little bit upset about that whole structure. Now, I will always tip in restaurants because I'm familiar with the pay structure for a waitstaff person. I get that. For a server, I do believe that cooks and chefs in a restaurant, and I could be wrong, are paid quite well. Or should be, because that is the basis of that business. It's the food and the staff. And you put them together. It doesn't have to be atmosphere. People have wonderful food and wonderful service in the crappiest places I've ever seen in my life. Because the American public loves crappy places. Because you know what you call a crappy place? Americana. Well, this is a crappy old diner with cockroaches all over the place and rust and all that stuff on the walls. Yeah, it's Americana, man. It's Americana. So, wow. Okay, you and your Americana excuses. So, I'll tip the wait staff. I guess I'll tip the hairstylist, although I just don't understand why. See, here's the problem. We in this country, and I don't know what they do in other countries. I mean, I've been to other countries, but I didn't ask them these questions. I mean, you tip in other countries. They have a value-added tax, a VAT tax in England. Don't know what that means. I don't know what the VAT tax is, but it's a line item. Has nothing to do with the food I just ate. So I don't get that either. Every country does this kind of thing. But here's the problem. The bar has been set so low for everything. Politically now, the bar is like really set low. If a president does something wonderful, then it's, whoa. Well, no, you're supposed to do something wonderful. Don't you understand? You're supposed to do things for the people. When they do something for the public, all of a sudden you go, oh, that's wonderful. No, they're just supposed to do that. There is a fine line between you're supposed to do it and I must pay you extra because I never expected you do your job well. I never thought you would do your job well. Never crossed my mind. I'm out of time. I'll be back again next week, I assume. But until then, join me, NewEnglandBroadcasting.com, The Ron Van Dam Show. Look for it. It's everywhere. And join me every day for this amazing display of idiocy. But until that time arrives, I wish you peace.